Okay, I'm back. Woo! Take two. Yes, indeed. Take two. Let's go do your own research. We do have technical difficulties sometimes. I don't know why. Why did it choose tonight? But anyway, is that better? Brilliant. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. It just suddenly started messing about. We had 12 people watching. Okay, let's get back to this really interesting report. I didn't think it was going to be this juicy, but it's been out for ages as well, since January, but I've been meaning to get to it, and just other things took priority. So yeah, this is part 2 for anyone who watched part 1. We are just carrying on where we left off. And I think it was around let's repeat. Inauthentic online activity is an evolving and dynamic field of research driven by the constant evolution of digital platforms, algorithmic detection methods, and adversarial tactics. Campaigns can take many forms, can evolve over time, and may span multiple platforms and online channels. Yeah, we read all this. Okay, identifying inauthentic activity. Despite the evolving challenges, researchers have studied the patterns of social bots and identified several relatively reliable author and message characteristics indicative of inauthentic behavior. Using author metadata and behavior, researchers have found that posting entropy and circadian rhythms, I don't know what that means, volume bursts, account age, following ratios. Yeah, new accounts is very suspicious. Especially when they're claiming to be very knowledgeable about something like as niche as this. It's like, yeah, really? You just made your account today and you're already coming over to like a super small channel? Follower/following ratios and client/app usage have discriminated humans, bots, and cyborgs. None of this stuff is foolproof, though. Network position and tie patterns, e.g., dense bot clusters to human hubs. I'm sure what clusters approximate to humans, also signal and coordination. Exist across the same person, including Reddit recruitment stuff. Cues, e.g., anomalous geolocation concentration for author level filtering. Yeah, but that's why people have VPNs. Author level filtering, 63. Internet-based mental health survey 2023 this is. Wow, these reports are pretty recent. Research navigating internet bots on Reddit, cyber psychology, behavior, and social networking. Can you imagine doing this for your university course? And there's been that case last week where it was found in court that specifically YouTube and what was the other one? Not TikTok, because TikTok settled out of court. I think it was Instagram. No, it was Facebook. Well, that is Instagram. Yeah, they're deliberately they cause addiction. They're deliberately addictive to children and adults. I don't mind saying, but that particular case was against a child. You know what I was going to do? Can you guys remember what questions you were asking in the other chat? Because it was really interesting, and I wanted to answer your questions. I could, otherwise I'll have to go and look at the other chat again. Are them tracking when people are sleeping and which time zones they might be in. Oh yeah, you're right. Because so another case that's going on at the moment is against Spotify, yeah, because a lot of these streaming platforms are using bots, and bots are being used, I should say, just to like make it look like they have way more streams than they do. And that was what they found out about Drake's streams, was that even though they were using a VPN, they could detect that it said it was in the UK, but it wasn't. It was in a different country. It was like, was it like Norway or somewhere? It was somewhere random. And it was all like what would be in the middle of our night, like the early hours of the morning. So they were saying, like, there's no way someone is playing these Drake songs on a continuous cycle, like this many people at this time of day. Like, it just isn't authentic data. You asked my opinion on X using community notes for users to moderate each other. I'm not sure, because I don't really use X, but I occasionally go there to do research. I do have to go and look on there to look at Inner City Press, because he does all the SDNY court live tweeting. But I don't feel like the community notes is 100% accurate. I think it's okay. It's better than nothing, but I don't think it's foolproof at all. I just think that generally X is an extremely unreliable place to get information from. End of. Even like, I know a lot of journalists have kind of used it to post their articles and stuff, and it gets them a lot of engagement, but even a lot of journalists are giving up on it these days because they're so fed up of it. Yeah, I think what was it, that there was Grok, and then that other Sora, the OpenAI, I think that just literally killed it. It's just been overrun by artificial engagement, basically. So yeah, I just don't think it's a trusted place. I actually think, I know this sounds crazy, but I think the world would actually be fine if Twitter just disappeared. And I know that sounds really weird, because it used to be my favorite app. Like, I used to love it when I first discovered it. I've actually made friends from there. I used to do a lot on there, but it is what it is. You were laughing about Shusti suing the HFPA because they didn't accept her and calling them racist, and the judge dismissed it and said HFPA isn't legally required to admit you. Yes, I remember. Yeah, she's a victim play. she totally played the victim of like, they're discriminating against me, a white woman. I remember now. And another little bit of dirt on her was that her boyfriend, Magnus, I remember the first video I ever made about this, and it had her and her boyfriend in it. There was just something a bit fruity about him. And yeah, I think he got done for tax evasion or something. So yeah, lovely couple. Right, let's get back to the document. Well, thank you for saying what the whatever that word was, circadian rhythms means. Additionally, bots have been found to disproportionately seed and amplify links from low credibility sources. Twitter. Honestly, that's why I made that video about Jonathan Lee Richards, because once you like hear what he says about it, it's like, yeah, you can never trust that again. Like, he's literally, and this was like years ago. He's like, yeah, just put stuff out on there, and people think it's true because they're idiots. And I like UK riot started because of someone posting false information on a tweet, and it just went viral. And it was like some woman on Facebook, basically. So it does have a lot of power, but it's just not being used for anything beneficial. It's like AI. What is it used for that benefits anyone? Honestly. Apart from I can get to see live tweets from the SDNY cool. But then there would have to be another way of him being able to do that. I don't know. Like, anyway, I don't want to get distracted all the time. Signal chat. Yeah, you'd have to sign up to his Telegram or something. I don't know. Okay, additionally, bots have been found to disproportionately seed and amplify links from low credibility sources. They target high visibility users via replies or mentions, making them vulnerable to misinformation. Now, that's a good point. Is that why they were coming for my video? Many linguistic and content-based features help differentiate automated from human messages at scale. Researchers have found that bots typically recycle near identical text templates, sentiment, extremity, lexical diversity, and message compositions, such as the share of retweets, replies, quotes, multimedia links, and even the prevalence of URLs or hashtags are also indicative of bot activity. So a few weeks ago, when it became revealed that Melissa Nathan had gone and had a meeting at Jeffrey Epstein's house when she worked for Matthew Hiltzig, there was a lot of bots being used to say that wasn't true when it was true. And it made me laugh because she was the one that was bragging in her text going, no one uses bots anymore. And that was one that had to be bot use. Like, not enough people know who Melissa Nathan is to have been writing that out and being bothered to comment about it. And it was all phrased exactly the same. But just for the record, the meeting was scheduled. She didn't say she wasn't going to the meeting. On the day of the meeting, it was confirmed that she was going to the meeting. So I don't see how she didn't go to that meeting. I think she's lying. saying she never went to it. Although single I read that right. Although single counter labeling can be challenging, aggregate analysis reliably reveal inauthentic influence on conversations. During an orchestrated social campaign, aggregate indicators such as account age distribution, post-repost ratios, and synchronized timing could expose the effort, even though any one account looked innocuous. Many conversation-level markers of manipulation are also investigated by researchers. For example, coordinated actors often occupy privileged positions near cascade routes, post with shorter action delays, and alter cascade size height distributions. Damn, this is technical AF. Dynamic studies of election periods identify coordinated communities whose time varying synchronicity and membership churn correlate with abnormal diffusion and agenda setting. Information theoretic models likewise detect macro level perturbations to discussion dynamics attributable to political bots that micro-level classifiers might miss, offering a complementary early warning layer for inauthentic influence at the conversation or campaign scale. That was a mouthful and a half, but I think that was talking about, how many comments do you see just posting a political party name, or obviously Trump, or it's just so many. Like, if you look at any news videos or anything like that, it's insane how many comments that obviously false, fake, sorry, not false. How inauthentic online activity spreads. Part of what makes inauthentic manipulation campaigns so effective is the nature of ranking algorithms on social media platforms. Exactly. Which disproportionately weight early engagement with content. For example, experimental research shows that small early vote shocks on Reddit have causal effects on a post's downstream rankability, with research demonstrating that even a single early upvote can increase the probability of a post becoming popular by nearly 25%. Conversely, even a single early downvote makes it more likely a post will end with a low score. Because Reddit's ranking algorithm is driven by vote and time-based scoring, such early perturbations translate into materially greater or lesser visibility as items climb or fall in feeds. Similarly, on review platforms, a large randomized field experiment found that a single artificial upvote increased the final rating of a comment by 32% on average. So those people that do those Reddit pages, they are on there 24/7. That is a full-time job. It's a lot. It's a commitment. Imagine committing yourself to talking about this 24/7. I know I talk about it a lot, but I'm just doing it. I can do it and then switch off. I can't imagine like being on the pages, answering all the comments, dealing with all the hate, dealing with all the vitriol. Must be exhausting for them. And it's like, why? What do they get out? I mean, it's just a bit like, you just sort of think like, in a few years' time, do you think they're going to look back and be like, gosh, I'll never get those months back that I was dedicated to Justin Baldoni? It's not just him. You have to join me tomorrow for my Michael Jackson. Honestly, I can't wait for that. I've got some real hot info. Other major social media platforms such as X and TikTok follow similar recommendation algorithms which prioritize content that is likely to receive engagement from users of the platform. Indeed, research on Douyin, TikTok's sister app, describes Douyin's system as dividing users into small batch buckets and first testing new content in one small bucket, then expanding to larger buckets if metrics, views, likes, replay shares, and completion rate meet a threshold, making initial engagement disproportionately consequential for downstream reach. In today's attention markets, most online information reaches audiences through ranking and recommendation systems that predict engagement and optimize the feed accordingly. Don't we know it? This is the thing, though. It's like what they're feeding us. It's sometimes I'd get so like fed up with it's showing me the same videos that I'm not interested in. I don't think it does a good job. Meaning the architecture of discovery itself shapes diffusion. Platforms operationalize this with large-scale machine learning pipelines. For example, YouTube's two-stage recommender of candidate generation and deep ranking, so that a small fraction of items dominate visibility and cumulative watch time. I'd rather have quality than quantity. One thing I can say, though, as having a YouTube channel, I have noticed with some of my videos, sometimes they don't get that many views to start off with, but then it could take like a couple of days and then suddenly it just starts getting like loads of views and it just starts going up really, really quickly. That's happened a few times. So I don't know. I can't really say what causes it. Not many people can. I don't think anyone's really worked it out. It's just the way it goes. But at the same time, it's a bit like being force-fed something you really don't want or like, you know, the way that they have worked this out. It's like, this is not necessarily what people want. This is actually a turn-off to the consumer. Twitter X describes a For You stack that sources candidates, ranks them with learned models, then applies heuristics and filters before assembling the timeline, again, privileging material most likely to elicit interaction. So I would never just go on Twitter and just randomly look at anything it suggested to me. I actually don't even use Twitter. I use X Cancel, which is like a free version of it. So you have to specifically put in a username to see the content. So I wouldn't get like random stuff, but I can obviously see replies to comments and stuff. Facebook's newsfeed, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what that's like, illustrates how editorial choices inside ranking systems alter diffusion paths. In 2018, it shifted to prioritize meaningful social interactions, explicitly reweighting what rises in users' feeds. I think Facebook's always been like that. Against the backdrop, both human and automated behavior help low quality or manipulative content travel. Large-scale observational work shows false news on Twitter X spreads farther, faster, deeper, and more broadly than true news. I don't even know what true news is anymore. Does anyone know what true news is anymore? Is it even a thing? A pattern attributable primarily to human resharing dynamics amplified by novelty. Social bots can then add leverage at key moments. They disproportionately boost low credibility links in the earliest phases of diffusion and target high follower accounts via replies and mentions, seeding the condition for larger human cascades. Aggregators and search engines further mediate attention by concentrating traffic flows, which can magnify the reach of narratives that achieve initial traction. Natural experiment evidence from the 2014 shutdown of Google News in Spain indicates that removing an aggregator reduced overall news consumption and disproportionately hurt lower ranked or local outlets, underscoring how aggregation can expand readership beyond entities with established direct audiences. Large-scale audits show that Google's top stories, a canonical aggregator service embedded in search, draws traffic from a relatively narrow set of outlets, demonstrating how such modules can steer attention and thereby determine which narratives scale. A growing scientific literature links these curation dynamics to the spread and persistence of false or low credibility claims. For example, controlled experiments show that biased ranking alone can shift preferences substantially because users trust and select higher ranked results, underscoring how rank-based aggregation can move beliefs even without changing the underlying content. Yeah, but do you know what else is really responsible for that? Is people just read the headline. People just see the headline, they don't read the content. That's a real big reason for many people believing things. I even do it with my videos. I'm like, obviously, I want to attract people to watch my videos. So I try and make them like, not clickbaity, but I try and, I don't know, get attention with my titles. Yeah, I'm not very good at it, but obviously the Mail Online does a very good job with that. Look at how many headlines came out last week saying that Blake Lively had all her claims thrown out. People were making it seem like the case was dismissed. Okay. I've lost my place. Did I read that? Recent evidence also shows that using online search to check claims can increase belief in misinformation consistent with users encountering search pages seeded by SEO optimized or void exploiting content. But you know what, Dr. Aaron? I've been doing research for 3 years now, and I seem to manage to get past that. So if I can get past that, other people can. Let me see what my chat's saying. They'll double down. Okay. Once a message, wait, did I read that? Yeah. Once a message clears these platform gateways, agendas can jump across media sectors. You know, this is what Jed Wallace was being asked about in his deposition, and he was like, I don't know anything. Intermedia and network agenda setting studies show that emphasis on originating in one part of the online ecosystem can shape what mainstream outlets cover and with what attributes, often with reciprocal or asymmetric flows. From 2014 to 2016, a big data analysis documented measurable agenda setting power by fake news domains within the broader US online mediascape, indicating that fringe producers can steer issue salience beyond their immediate audiences. This intermediate amplification of disinformation often allows a staged pathway. Seeded on small blogs, it trades up the chain through progressively larger outlets and influencer accounts, culminating in mainstream uptake. Efforts to manipulate the visibility and spread of content can accelerate this process. I wonder what the jury is going to make of all of this. These cross-platform pathways are reinforced by audience behavior. Just over half of US adults report getting news at least sometimes from social media. And 1 in 5 now say they regularly get news from social media. News influencers, creating non-editorial gateways through which coordinated campaigns can disseminate. Putting the pieces together, inauthentic operators typically seed and or amplify narratives where ranking systems are most sensitive to fresh engagement, orchestrate synchronized activity, often with a bot-human mix, to trigger early visibility, benefit from aggregator and search referral once signals accumulate, and then trade up the chain via influences and journalistic pickup, moving from niche online spaces into mainstream coverage and back again through social loops. Conversely, inauthentic operators may instead suppress content through the use of dislikes or downvotes, signaling to algorithms and aggregators that the content is of low quality and of interest, especially when applied early on. Such coordinating downvoting can reduce the ranking of content enough to make it nearly invisible. Imagine if we had a world where they'd never invented the like button. How different would our lives be? And I remember like Instagram for ages was talking about, oh, we're going to stop doing the likes. We're going to stop using merit, what do they call it? Merit tricks or something. They never did. Like, you have to opt in post if you don't want people to see the likes. The impact of inauthentic online activity on authentic online activity. Hello. Coordinated seeding and or amplifying primes ordinary users to join in because visible social cues reliably shape later user judgments and behavior through herding effects. As mentioned above, in a large randomized field experiment, prior upvotes on a social news site produced durable positive cascades in subsequent ratings, demonstrating social influence bias that can steer collective evaluations independent of intrinsic content quality. It's really funny how many people like to come and comment, like, because I'm really, my opinions on YouTube are so in the minority. Like, whatever anyone else is saying, I will be saying something different pretty much. Even in this space, you know, I was the one calling out Alexa Nicholas, and some people were going, oh, there's a smear campaign against Alexa Nicholas that Brian Friedman's behind. I'm like, no, that is not true. But yeah, they come over and they're like, you've been reading MSN. You haven't done your research. There's lots of creators that know more about this than you. It's like, reading this report, I'm like, yeah, you're telling me you haven't been manipulated by this shit? Come on now. Oh, they'll double down on supporting Baldoni. I know. I wonder if Jed Wallace is going to appear, because so I checked the docket yesterday. I checked it today, and the latest thing is there's a sort of some discussions going on about the witness list at the trial, and they're not being forthcoming on who's appearing. Well, I think it would be hilarious if he was in court. I'd love to see him sweat. I mean, not like in a get pleasure out of it way. He deserves to squirm. I just feel like he's such a little slut. He's such a snake. Like, he's tried to he's tried to slither out of any accountability in this whole case. And yeah, he's just got no balls. Sorry. He's just like, it's like, mate, just say it with your chest. Like, this is what you do for a living. Why are you being so secretive about it? It's so obvious. You don't look good. You don't look cool. You're a loser. Once a narrative, oh yeah, this is so accurate. This is what I found when I started looking at the BJ Investigates and the Britney Spears, because it was like, that's where I started noticing how these troll farms work on Twitter. And I'm like, what is it with all these memes? They literally make memes about stuff. Once a narrative is visibly active, genuine users often take over its propagation by producing commentary, memes, and paraphrases that extend reach and lifespan. Cross-platform trace studies show that memes originating in fringe communities are repeatedly remixed and reposted as they travel into larger social networks, with user remakes and derivatives acting as carriers that broaden exposure beyond the original seed audiences. Inauthentic actors also catalyze real user participation by manufacturing contention that invites authentic debate. For example, during the US vaccine controversy, accounts linked to Russian trolls and sophisticated bots posted about vaccination at significantly higher rates than typical users and adopted opposing stances to create false equivalents, which drew genuine users into argument and eroded perceived consensus. As ordinary participants respond and counter-respond, the conversation volume becomes increasingly human, even though its trajectory was set by the initial coordinated stimulation. But the question is, who orchestrated the Russian bots? Was it someone in the US? Was it someone in Saudi Arabia? Was it someone in China? Was it someone in Russia? Could have been someone from anywhere. In this way, inauthentic information operates as participatory, crowd-supported work. Authentic users help build and refine alternative narratives by collecting evidence and debating interpretations. thereby sustaining campaigns that blend orchestrated agents with organic crowds. 104. Weaponized health communication, Twitter bots, and Russian trolls amplify the vaccine debate. I have to be honest, though, I do remember like one person that I was following on Twitter, as it was then, started talking about vaccine. That was an immediate unfollow. Once ordinary users dominate a thread, its visibility and durability largely reflect path-dependent effects from early coordinated seeding, which created initial signals and cross-platform exposure that set the trajectory. Defendants' alleged smear campaign. In this section, I outline the details of the alleged campaign as it was described in materials produced in this matter. I understand from counsel that the alleged inauthentic campaign began in August 2024. Additionally, I understand that on August 2nd, 2024, the Wayfarer defendants conveyed a series of key messaging points regarding 1, positive online discussion of Mr. Baldoni, and 2, negative online discussion of Ms. Lively. In a scenario planning document that was circulated on August 2nd, the following topics were outlined as key messaging points. Pro Baldoni, Mr. Baldoni's stellar reputation in the industry. His track record of advocating for women in Hollywood, the Man Enough podcast, and its role in creating a safe and encouraging environment to discuss gender roles, and Mr. Baldoni's attempts to foster a kind, safe, creative environment on set during a tumultuous period, and positive stats re JB's career. Anti-Lively, Ms. Lively's takeover of It Ends With Us and the resulting loss of jobs for production members, her attempts to rely on Mr. Reynolds to create a power imbalance when she did not get her way, Ms. Lively's less than favourable existing reputation among members of the entertainment industry, and Ms. Lively's attempts to bully her way into acquiring the rights to It Ends With Us. The document also discussed other anti-Lively messaging, such as Ms. Lively's weaponization of feminism, along with people in her circle, specifically Taylor Swift. Yeah, it's always handy to have an A-list celebrity to throw in. Do we need to read this again? Do you want me to read it or not? You have a feeling Jed would use his hoodie to cover his face? He'd wear a mask. I think he'd wear a mask. People don't want to ever admit they've been manipulated, and I get that, but it's much better to be aware of what's really going on. I agree. I've been manipulated, you know? It's easy. If you're not aware of something, you don't know what's happening. I believe people were indifferent about Blake, or that she wasn't their favourite, but there is nothing organic about this level of hate, and this report confirms it. Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. Like, I think there was a very niche group of people that, because someone told me about another forum that I'd not even heard of before. It wasn't Reddit, it was something else. There's another one called Lipstick Alley, but it wasn't that one. It was like another one. And apparently there were some people that that had said a lot of stuff on there. So they probably, like, when I say they, Jed probably, what do they call it? Like, used a crawler that would like pick up stuff like that, and that's what they use to like put into their scripts. And somehow that brought those people out of the woodwork. That's what I kind of think how it worked. But I still kind of, I kind of feel like Blake Lively's just a little bit cheesy. I definitely, even at the beginning, I was like, Ryan Reynolds is really cheesy. But I still don't see them as like hateful and vindictive people, which is very much the vibe I have had from reading Justin Baldoni's messages. Like, the guy is very messed up in the head. Very. And he's not self-aware, and that is a dangerous position to be in when you've got people around you enabling you and not having your best interest, which would be to say, mate, you need to chill out. You need to get a grip. You're going to lose it. You're going to lose everything. No, he didn't have that around him. So that's where people start crashing out. I don't personally think that the statement she put out was her crashing out. I thought it was like pretty composed. She hasn't really said much about it at all publicly that I've seen. So I felt like that was a strong kind of sentiment coming across there. But obviously my name's not Shusty Floor, so I haven't made 10 videos saying Blake's crashing out. Yeah, so this is the scenario planning document, which I've been over many times. There it is. She's like, Melissa Nathan responded on August 18th, 2024 in a text exchange to Justin. I can fully confirm we do not have bots. This is not what we do. Bots look fake to anyone. The other team is doing something very specific in terms of what they do. I know Jamie and Jed connected on this. Bots and fan accounts also run pretty organically by now with all the AI platforms and Google Analytics itself. There is no bot army. That's a myth these days. Yeah, so this thing about fan accounts is like, fan accounts are troll farms. They are. They're like people that you can't say anything if you go on the attack. That's reality. And that's why people like Nicki Minaj now are working for MAGA. How do you go from being like a great female rapper and an icon to that because of your fan base? Like, it's really sad. Jed Wallace, one of the persons I understand was responsible for implementing the defendant's digital campaign, sent the client a list of Reddit links and described how he could throw a ton of upvotes at the staff. Well, you know what his voice is like now. Yeah, I'll throw a ton of upvotes at the staff. That is supportive of his client and that he could downvote everything else. Yeah, because she's like a bitch. Yeah, I think he's right. Like, we have to really make her into like a bitch. Downvote everything else that's acting as a drag on Redacted as part of our mandate. As a drag on Blake? What's Redacted? I don't know. I'm not very good at guessing what redacted words are. Documents also suggest that boosting, suppressing, and generating content may have been part of the campaign. Following the onset of the campaign, Tag PR monitored online discussion of both Mr. Baldoni and Ms. Lively. In some instances, Tag PR staff would identify individual posts that should be boosted, like the one that was sent to what's her face, Jamila Jamil. when she said boost if they were a fit with the campaign's objectives. For example, on August 18th, Mr. Baldoni shared links to several TikTok posts with Tag PR and noted that they were to boost. Tag PR confirmed that they would let Digital know. 2 of these posts praised Mr. Baldoni, whereas the third criticised Miss Lively's handling of the themes of domestic violence in her promotion of It Ends With Us. On August 10th, Tag PR discussed boosting other social media content. Would be great for the digital team to boost this in any way possible, and media coverage that was favourable to Mr. Baldoni. Sharing this here too in case digital has an idea of how to amplify. Similarly, on August 14th, a Tag PR employee shared a link to a resurfaced 2016 interview of Ms. Lively by Shusty Floor, the Little Bump interview, and another noted, "We should send to Jed, right?" Tag PR staff also identified content that should be buried. For example, Tag PR discussed efforts to suppress unwanted coverage of Mr. Baldoni in a text message exchange discussing on an August 9th, 2024 Daily Mail article that included negative coverage of Mr. Baldoni. In this exchange, Ms. Katie Case wrote, "Thank the Lord for social and digital mitigation, lol," after members of the Tag PR team informed her that the article had generated limited engagement. Approximately 2 hours later, and in a separate text exchange, Ms. Case wrote, "I wonder if they had Jed suppress the link because I can't even find that story." Tag PR also discussed individual comments on posts that discuss Mr. Baldoni and or Ms. Lively. For example, in a text message exchange on August 6th, Ms. Case was sent a comment on a TikTok post about It Ends With Us that was supportive of Mr. Baldoni. In response, she stated, "Okay, so the comments are working excellent. That's all us, lol," and sent a winking face emoji when discussing other comments on a similar nature. In a similar exchange a few days later, on August 9th, Ms. Case noted, "That's us, lol," when discussing comments on a post defending Mr. Baldoni. In response, another Tag PR employee stated that they yet again fell for it. To which Ms. Case responded, "Lol, lol, we all do." The same Tag PR employee also responded to Ms. Case's message saying, "I'll stop being naive eventually," and Ms. Case replied, "It took me years, don't worry, lol." Taken together, as noted, these documents offer insight into the potential scope of the alleged campaign, including the platforms targeted, the messages that may have been elevated or suppressed, the techniques relied on, and in some cases, even individual posts that may have been of particular interest to the alleged campaign. Yeah, so that intern at Tag PR didn't even spot that the comments were coming from the people she was working with. Taken together as noted, these documents offer insight into the potential scope of the alleged campaign, including the platforms targeted, the messages that may have been elevated or suppressed. Oh, sorry, I just read that. My mind's wandering. Case assessment of inauthentic activity. My assessment of the defendant's alleged inauthentic campaign consists of 3 parts. First, I assess whether there is evidence of upvote and downvote manipulation on Reddit. Third, I assess whether there is evidence of manipulation associated with the YouTube Little Bump video. I have focused on these case studies without the intent that this analysis be exhaustive or exclusive of other indicators of inauthentic activity or a campaign within the period. TikTok analysis. To assess whether there is evidence of manipulation on TikTok, I collected a data set of videos from TikTok using Open Measures, which is a tool that enables researchers to track social media discussion on a range of social media platforms. The data set consists of posts returned by searches of the following hashtags: hashtag Blake Lively, hashtag Justin Baldoni, hashtag It Ends With Us, and hashtag It Ends With Us movie. I analysed videos that were posted in July and August 2024. In total, the Open Measures database contained 157 videos from July 2024 and 1,704 videos from August 2024, from which form the basis for my analysis. I refer to this as the TikTok dataset. To supplement the information returned by Open Measures, I also collected information on the number of views, video likes, comments, and top comment likes for these videos. To assess whether there is evidence of manipulation present among this set of videos, I analysed patterns in an engagement metrics on posts and comments. Specifically, I calculated the proportion of the number of likes on the top comment versus the number of likes on each video, the top comment share. Researchers have found that deviations in engagement ratios such as this can act as reliable signals of potentially manipulated activity. I want to know whether he included some of the TikToks that have now been deleted, like that woman, or that she was a woman. I can't remember her name, but she did a whole Substack blog post about it. She was mentioned in Blake Lively's complaint, and then she basically deleted everything. But she was one of the first people to make a video about it, and she noticed that she had a very high engagement, and I think someone sent her a DM. She was one of the people that said she was DM'd. I reviewed the top comment for each post in the dataset and coded whether it expressed positive or negative sentiment towards Miss Lively, positive or top comments from comments published in July had an average top comment share of 4.7%, which is similar to the top comment share of comments that are pro-Lively or unsure unrelated from August, 5.8%. These figures offer a useful baseline measure of top comment share for comments that have no apparent connection to the campaign, either because they occurred before the alleged onset of the campaign or because the content does not relate to the key messaging points of the alleged campaign. My analysis indicates that top comments for videos in August that were aligned with the key messaging points of the campaign, i.e., they elevate negative content about Miss Lively or positive content about Mr. Baldoni, consistently generated a higher top comment share than expected. Top comments that expressed negative sentiment towards Miss Lively had an average top comment share of 21%, 21.6%, more than double the average for all top comments from posts in August, which was 9.2%. More than 3.5 times the average of unsure, unrelated top comments, and more than 7 times the average of pro-Lively comments. So yeah, why would more people be coming on to make negative comments about her than would normally comment favorably, I think is what he said. Similarly, top comments that expressed positive sentiment toward Mr. Baldoni also had a greater than average top comment share of 11.4%. Both the anti-Lively and pro-Baldoni average comment shares are a statistically significant deviation from the mean, suggesting that there was a concerted effort to seed and or elevate these comments. Figure 1 shows the average top comment share for posts published in August 2024 in the TikTok dataset. Oh, yeah, when you see it like that, that's a massive difference. I also compared the sentiment in comments with timestamps from before and after August, finding a striking difference between TikTok commentary and engagement on anti-Lively and pro-Baldoni top comments. Anti-Lively top comments represent 17.9% of all top comments published after July. In contrast, they represent only 1.9% of top comments published in July. That's a massive difference. Massive. So basically, that's how little people were making anti-Lively comments in July, and that's post-July. And that's how many people were making pro-Baldoni comments. And then it went up to that. Damn. That's not organic. No way. Engagement with anti-Lively top comments published in July was also lower. Okay, let's skip past all this. It's getting a bit too itty bitty. I like looking at the diagrams. Average top comment share for anti-Lively and pro-Baldoni comments. Yeah. My God, look how low Baldoni is. See, this is the thing. It's like more people have come to hate on Blake Lively than actually like Baldoni. Way more. Like, that's nearly double. Most big name rappers are conservative. They just know when to zip their lids. You know what? You know, when we were just saying about being manipulated, yeah, I've said several times that I grew up and all of my life was a massive hip hop girl. Loved it, lived it, experienced it. That was selling me a capitalist dream, a capitalist misogynist dream wrapped up in this idea that like all rappers wanted an independent chick. It's been pretty depressing. And then to find out that they were all fucking abusive fraudsters as well, with literally like no integrity. It's been quite the letdown with people that talk about being manipulated. Um You don't get the sense that any of the anti-Blake people commenting on my videos are ever watching. I know. Well, this is the problem with trolls. They literally come just to comment. But someone's watching the video because it's got some views. But yeah, I mean the comments, because I was expecting to get more comments on the sound quality because it really wasn't very good. I actually recorded it on my laptop, but I don't know why. Like I recorded some of it and it sounded okay, and then I added the intro and it didn't sound as good, and then I was kind of like, sometimes I'm just like, oh, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I thought there would be more comments saying, well, your audio sounds shit, which would have been a fair point. But I still thought the content of the messages was really interesting. So that's why I posted it. And also with this case, you never know what's coming. So, you know, you don't want to leave things for too long because then something else might happen and then it's like that becomes irrelevant. But yeah, it does annoy me that I try and be respectful of people's opinions, but when they haven't even watched the video, it's like you're just talking about something completely irrelevant. But you know what's funny, yeah, is that one particular person that was writing literal paragraph after paragraph. Yeah, like I said something, I think the last like comment I said was something about it being retaliation, and they were like, the judge said it's a fact that it's retaliation, and I'm just like, wait a minute, what are you playing mind games here in these comments? Because I thought you were trying to tell us that it was that it wasn't. It was just, it just happened because everyone hated her. So they just do your head in. Didn't one of the tag people say it's scary how easy to get people to hate women? Yeah, they did say that. Yes. I don't think it's that scary. I think they kind of actually secretly okay with that, considering it's their job that they get paid for. Right. Remarkably, as shown in figure 4 below, nearly all the top comments with the highest top comment share in the period starting August 2024 either disparage Miss Lively or praise Mr. Baldoni. Oh my God, he's actually got I love it. He's actually made a chart of the comments. Why is she saying so much yet nothing at all? Yeah, I've seen a lot of comments saying that Blake Lively talks word salad, and I'm like, you know who talks word salad? Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath. I haven't really heard Blake Lively speaking that much, but what I did hear kind of made sense. I mean, you know, and the thing, one of the first points that I made in one of my earliest videos about this was one of the criticisms I heard about her not speaking about domestic violence. She was literally speaking about it on the red carpet to one of the interviewers, whatever they're called, those people with the microphones. So that was on the 13th of August. 16,000 top comment likes. The video got 8,000 likes. So the video got 8,000 likes, but the comment got 16,000 likes. So twice as many people liked a negative comment about her than actually liked the video. Terrible acting, terrible scene. No surprise that Ryan Reynolds wrote this. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, really, you picked up on that detail? 2,000 people knew that Ryan Reynolds had written the scene, supposedly, allegedly. Parker tried to diffuse the situation. Are y'all not seeing it? So I guess that's the Kirsty Floor little bump video they're talking about. 13,000 likes on the video, 15,000 likes on the comment, on the top comment. The way my jaw dropped, you don't talk about yourself as a crown straightener. Again, I'm like, yeah, okay, but Justin Baldoni, the way he talks about himself, I'm just like, 79,000 likes on that comment, and the video got 70,000. Me in the group discussion pretending like I read the assigned reading. Skull emoji. I don't even know what that means. So that was on the 11th of August. Video got 42,900 likes. The comment got 45,500 likes. The amount of I and me is crazy in all her interviews. I mean, if you're being asked a question about yourself, it's a bit difficult to not say I and me. Video like 16,000, top comment line that only got 15,000. I read the book and I must have missed this description of Lily. Video likes 283. Top comment 253. Remember in the summary judgment, they said that the day that she was announced to be playing Lily Bloom, the book went up to the #1 in the bestseller again. Ethel Cain did not get cannibalized for this. Who's Ethel Cain? I've heard of the guy that was accused of raping a white woman, but not Ethel Cain. Me writing my 12-page essay the night before. I never had an opinion on Blake Lively. The amount of times I have seen that. I never had an opinion on Blake Lively after all her interviews. I don't like her. I don't like the way they're treating the director, unfollowing, not talking to him, is immature, takes away from DV. So why would you care about that if you didn't have an opinion on Blake Lively? I'm just asking for a friend. Notably, induced among the comments in Figure 4 are videos that are pro-Lively, anti-Lively, and ambiguous. Okay, I'm going to start skipping through it a bit more quickly. August 9th, 2024, hit piece, definitely trying to tarnish a great man. What was a hit piece? Oh, in the Daily Mail? I just don't get it, because all I ever see in the Daily Mail is anti-Blake Lively and pro-Baldoni. August 9th, 2024, nothing adds up. He's the only one taking the promo seriously, clearly a hit piece. August 9th, this article is such a hit piece on him and his character, reads as brought and paid for to specifically counter everything we've seen from Justin in the past. August 9th, yeah, this is a hit piece. Every single movie he has done it for the message and the cause. Everyone that knows him says he is nothing but a kind and gentle man. August 10th, 2024. Daily Mail is the most fraudulent and unreliable source for news. Like, I would have been more inclined to trust you more if you used TMZ. August 9th. It's from the Daily Mail, so I'm not to believe it. Similarly, Other comments which elevated comment share uniformly defended Mr. Baldoni and or disparaged Miss Lively, such as the following. Extras have come out and said he was the nicest on set. It doesn't make sense. Extras have come out and said the complete opposite. Oh, so is this when they were talking about the feud? I probably should have read this bit after all. Oh, this particular video was posted on August 9th. And discusses an article from the Daily Mail that negatively describes Mr. Baldoni and his conduct on set. Oh, so now we know, by the way, for anyone that actually does research, what I got from the messages I read out. Oh, there it is. Can you actually click on it? Oh, I don't actually. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh.
They're claiming that Justin only focused on what he believed was an abusive male viewpoint and had a very chauvinistic approach to the topic. During scenes depicting abuse, Justin failed to consider Blake's character perspective, instead focusing solely on what he believed was the abusive male viewpoint. His approach was very chauvinistic, creating a tense atmosphere on set. The source claimed that Justin was borderline abusive on set, and he also became the character. And he almost felt that he became the character in the sense that he was borderline abusive to the women on set, and that he was unprofessional and unapologetic.
I love the car horn. Okay, so oops, I didn't go back to I lost my place. Yeah, so we know that these stories in the Daily Mail are literally made up by James Vitushka. If you'd watched my video from a few days ago. And yeah, what I was going to say is I got from those messages was that he got that information from Colleen Hoover. And then he tried to cover his ass because he'd said to Colleen Hoover, I promise you that's not going to go anywhere. I don't know. What did you guys think? I can't click on any more links because I lose my place. We've done this. I should have seen what page I was on. All right, cool. Yeah, so that was all the comments on that. Oh, look, August 9th, 2024, Blake got to choose all her own wardrobe. Her husband was able to literally write whole scenes. August 10th, didn't he specifically reach out to a DV nonprofit to make sure he was portraying and approaching the DV correctly? So again, we know from his messages that that was entirely a what do they call it, virtue signal, where he literally was talking to his team going, quick, put that link at the top of my bio, let's make it look like I really care about DV. When in reality, Blake Lively was asking for the DV hotline or whatever it was, the organization where people can get help, to be put earlier in the credits. You know, but I wouldn't know that because I don't do any research. But the point is, how did all these people on TikTok know this information? Like, I really, really hope the jury see it like this. Just because, you know what, even if it isn't even this case, like you said earlier, Brett, like, this is so much bigger than just Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Like, this is just in general about this constant manipulation and artificial engagement, and not allowing anyone to criticize anyone in a respectful way. It's just leading to a meltdown of the whole thing. Why is he the only one talking about the seriousness of the subject matter in interviews? Everyone else is promoting it as a rom-com. Why is there cross-promotion with Wolverine? There isn't. So the promoting as a rom-com as well, we now know, was the marketing plan. The marketing plan was like, focus on positive, don't talk about dark subjects. Everyone wear florals. Steve Sarowitz himself was promoting the florist shop in his cinema, and he went on TV with a mock-up of a florist shop. This 100% was planted by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, lol. 200 likes. Another post describes his conduct at the premiere as avoidant and suspicious, with 1,000 likes. It's giving professionalism so that the drama doesn't take away from the movie. Okay. Most liked comments on TikTok by Digital Spy UK. I guess this is... What is this? This is a post. I'm not going to click on it because it takes me too long to come back. Okay, most liked comments. Oh, they've actually got the actual comments. When you work with me, the Me press tour, she loves hearing her own voice. So basically, in simple terms, she can't act. And, you know, if you click on these accounts, yeah, not most of them, because I did do my own research into this like ages ago. Most of these accounts are no longer in use, or some of them are like, they only like repost viral videos. They don't have any of their own content. Blake, baby, sometimes we can just be silent. I mean, she's supposed to be promoting a movie. It's not a meditation session. I mean, these aren't really like that bad, but oh my God, here we go. Reddit. I could have added some extra context with one of my early videos. I did a little bit of TikTok comment analysis because there was accounts from Hawaii that I noticed that were in recovery. Could have just been a coincidence though. Okay, Reddit. Background on Reddit and Faux Moi. Reddit is organized into communities called subreddits. I had to learn all this myself a couple of years ago. Subreddits are typically referred to by the characters r/ followed by the name of the community. These communities are organized by subject matter, ranging from generic and popular topics. I wonder if the jury are going to know what Reddit is. Subreddits are user-generated and user-moderated and vary in terms of size and activity. The most popular subreddits can accumulate tens of millions of subscribers, and obscure ones may have no activity and only one subscriber. That would be me if I set up a subreddit for go do your own research. Conversations on Reddit are structured around posts and comments, blah, 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 blah. Okay. In addition to posting and commenting, users on Reddit can also vote on posts. Voting on Reddit takes the form of upvotes and downvotes. FOMO, which describes itself as the cultural zeitgeist Archivist is the largest celebrity-focused subreddit on Reddit. The subreddit was created on June 16th, 2020, and currently has 4.4 million subscribers. As mentioned above, one of the capabilities Mr. Wallace described in text messages is the ability to throw a ton of upvotes at specific pieces of content. In this section, I analyzed the patterns in comment, upvote, and downvote activity observed in the Beaumois subreddit around content related to Miss Lively generally and the Little Bump interview in particular. The activity that I analysed and observed collectively demonstrates evidence of artificial or manipulating activity. My analysis is based on data collected from Project Arctic Shift, a large-scale public archiving project that preserves monthly Reddit activity and that is regularly relied on by academic researchers in my field. Oh my gosh. Who knew? Using data collected from Arctic Shift, I analysed the number of posts and comments and the combined score generated by posts and comments published on the Beaumois subreddit between May 1st, 2024 and August 31st, 2024. Sorry, someone just let off a firework. The 123 days from May 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2024, I observe a very large spike in comment score on August 14th. Wow, look at that. Where the daily combined comment score exceeded 650,000, which is nearly 80% greater than the score for the second largest day. I mean, that's more than a few, Jed. You really went in. Oh my God. Welcome to South London. He said throw a few, didn't he? Right. The comment score from August 14th was driven by content about Ms. Lively and or Mr. Baldoni. 23 of the 106 posts published on August 14th were about Ms. Lively and or Mr. Baldoni. These 23 posts contributed approximately 80% of the daily combined comment score for August 14th and approximately 62% of all comments published on that day. Figure 8 shows posts about Ms. Lively or Mr. Baldoni published on August 14th with a score of 3 or higher. Among these are posts about the Hollywood Reporter article reporting that Mr. Baldoni hired Tag PR, a post about TMZ, a TMZ article reporting that Mr. Baldoni fat-shamed Ms. Lively. Hereafter, the TMZ fat-shaming post, a post about the Little Bump interview, and a post about It Ends With Us promotional interview with her co-star Brendan Sklenar. I don't know if it's Sklenar or Sklenar. Most of the daily combined comment score was concentrated in the latter three posts. The TMZ fat-shaming post, 28%, the Little Bump post, 23%, and the Lively Sklenar interview post, 16%. There it is. Justin Baldoni hires PR crisis veteran amid alleged It Ends With Us rift. Okay, so we also know that Melissa Nathan was the one that leaked that story and then blamed it on either Stephanie Jones or Leslie Sloan. I think it was mainly Stephanie Jones. Combined comment score 27,147. She knew exactly what she was doing with that. The Blake Lively interview that made me want to quit my job, the little bump post. 147,481 comments. Or comment score. The Ends With Us interview, 106,000. She felt the kissing went on for too long and also fat shamed via TMZ, 180,000 combined comment score. Shabnam Mugh-Harabi co-founded Soul Pancake with Rainn Wilson. My God, don't get me started about that Rainn Wilson. That guy is a red flag. Shares post about her friend Justin Baldoni. Only 11,000. Still way more than you would expect. Throwback to Kate Winslet comforting a first-time reporter mid-interview. This is your first time doing it. Guess what? It's going to be the most amazing interview ever. Ask me anything you want. You don't have to be scared. Okay, you've got this. Okay, let's do it. What? I don't remember hearing about that. Comment score 38,722. In an article from Daily Mail, Gloria Allred gives opinion on Blake Lively, 26,931. What Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni said about using intimacy coordinators. I remember a lot of talk about intimacy coordinators. For It Ends With Us, critical for everyone's safety. Only 1,500. The lowest comment scoring achieved a score of, this is on the bump video. Oik, I know never ever to comment on being pregnant or a bump, and I am a woman. I wouldn't even say it to someone 8 months preggo unless they say it or talk about it. I just don't care at all. The even 0.0005% chance she isn't. So that's the only person that made a sensible comment. The lowest scoring comment, a minus 917. Oh my God. 917 people downvoted that comment. Doesn't give anyone an excuse to be an arsehole, though. Edit, hell yeah, I love my record number of downvote. I hate the culture around pregnancy. It had nothing to do with the interview, and everyone screaming it's not a bad thing to talk about bumps. Obviously, Blake didn't like it and a boundary was crossed. Yeah, because I think specifically they were briefed to not ask questions about it, which is, I think, fair play. Fuck you all. I stand by what I say. Y'all are weird. Leave pregnant people alone. You join my subreddit. Don't tempt me. No, honestly, I just can't with it. I do look at it, but I don't know. Like I do see some of them going so hard for Blake Lively, bless them, but it's just something about it that I can't quite articulate. It's like it genuinely is like an echo chamber, because I think it's a bit like with my YouTube channel. Yeah, you have all the best intentions to keep it a safe place, to try and keep the comments respectful, to try and like moderate your comments without censoring people, without inflaming people, because I genuinely think some people do come into the comment section just because they want to F up my record on there, you know, because like if you use certain rules that go against community guidelines, that can like lower your rating with YouTube. but yeah, it's like I try and keep conversations going. In fact, interestingly, I had someone like a few months ago, I think, talking about the BJ video, because that video still gets views. And they actually asked a question about her, and then when I responded, they were like, "Oh, thanks for telling me that. I didn't know it." And like, they originally seemed like they were kind of like being negative towards me. So it just shows that sometimes you can have like, you can actually educate through the comments, which is kind of what it's meant to be for. But I just don't get that vibe from Reddit. I just feel like a lot of people like literally type before they think too much. It blows you away how little sport Blake has. This has been such an effective campaign. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm trying. Like, the thing is, like, I'm not necessarily, I've said this from the start, I'm not necessarily a Blake Lively fan or pro Blake or anything, but I just think that, like, out of principle, like that woman's comment, that was absolutely fair to and I mean, she didn't even like to say that that was bullying, because she was like, "How's your little bump?" Like, she was just taking the piss. Like, it was like so blown out of proportion that made her a bully. So in terms of that, I'm just trying to be sensible about it. I'm just trying to give like alternative, sensible commentary. And like reading this report and everything, it's very educational. So we are all getting something out of it as well. I've also been fascinated by the text message exchanges, and what an absolute snake and liar, and how treacherous Melissa Nathan lives her life, and how unhappy she is, because obviously she's unhappy. She's talking about using filters on Zoom calls. She uses Ozempic. Like, she's always complaining about being sick or tired or stressed. And yeah, I've just found that really insightful. As if I already didn't like kind of showbiz and entertainment and celebrity life enough. That's just like been another kind of icing on the cake. Doesn't surprise you about Rain. Yeah, he's definitely not a good guy. Reddit earned its reputation for smug and combative users. It's a shame. And also, like, I do follow like these mini little dramas that go on. So there was a little drama that happened like a few weeks, was it a month or so ago, about a Reddit moderator. Like, basically he like got booted off a page that he was a moderator of, because he was basically trying to make money out of promoting a fake event. And then he did all these videos about it, and it really just kind of showed you the kind of people that Reddit moderators are, because they probably have very little to feel powerful about in their normal life, so that gives them a sense of power that they can't handle. Yeah, you'd love to talk to some Blake people one-to-one. I want to understand where they're coming from, but most just say the same. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I would have liked to ask that girl or person, right, why they've come over to comment. I mean, other than that, I don't like to come over and try and persuade us that Blake Lively's a racist. It's really like, that's your motivation for writing like literal essays. I still personally don't see her as a racist. And I mean, I certainly see that Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer have done a lot of racist shit. The mythical scam, Asmongold's talent agency. Yes, you heard about it. Baked a competitive reality show. Yeah, that was it. I forget a lot of the details, but yeah, that was it. And a mod promoted it and then deleted skeptical comments. Yeah, and then he got thrown off the page or the platform, I don't know. And then he like made a video to the CEO of Reddit. It's like a protest. I mean, it was kind of comedy, but you can't really like he didn't really have a lot of grounds for complaint with that. You know, he was kind of in the wrong. I know, right? I could look it up, but I'm scared of like losing my internet again. Okay. August 14th comment score discrepancies. Additionally, I note a very large discrepancy between the number of upvotes recorded by Arctic Shift compared to the number of upvotes currently displayed on reddit.com. Since the Arctic Shift archive is not retroactively updated, any content that was available at the time it was captured by Arctic Shift remains accessible, even if it has been deleted or modified since that time. Arctic Shift recorded 16,790 upvotes at the time it collected the Little Bump post, but viewing the post on reddit.com shows a total of 12,000 upvotes, a nearly 30% decline. Oh. Figure 9 compares the percentage change in upvotes recorded by Arctic Shift and the number reported on reddit.com among posts published on FOMOir on August 14th that generated more than 500 votes. The post is orange. Oh. I was just trying to work it out. I observed no similar decrease when comparing to upvote counts from posts published on the same day. In fact, in almost all cases, upvote counts have increased since the post by Arctic Shift. The only other post with a decline is the Lively Sklenar interview 5% decline. Such an anomalous finding is consistent with an attempt to manipulate upvote counts, as Reddit actively removes content from its platform for content manipulation, which includes vote manipulation. I was going to say, is that because, has it gone down much because all of those accounts were deleted? Is that why it's gone down? Discounted. But that's massive. 16,000 down to 12,000. So that's nearly 5,000 deleted votes. August comment scores. I next review patterns in upvote activity from the photos through August 9,000 posts are all of them. These comments generated a combined score of more than 28 million. I observed multiple anomalies associated with upvote counts on comments published in this subreddit that are indicative of an attempt to manipulate scores of comments. The activity that I analyzed and observed collectively demonstrates evidence of artificial or manipulating activity. Firstly, I analyzed posts by the combined score of their comments. Among the top 100 of these posts, as measured by combined comment score, 8 relate to Ms. Lively and were posted in August, including the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 9th, 12th, and 14th ranked posts. These posts are shown in figure 10. Post title. Blake Lively felt Justin fat shamed her, kissed too long during scene. Remember that someone came into one of my live chats and said that it wasn't fat shaming because it was normal for people to be expected to lose weight for movies. And actually, that to be fair, the judge did say that he. But I still think going behind, and this is, it's like he didn't just go behind her back and ask her trainer about her weight yet. Then he lied about it. That's the bit that makes it sus. He didn't own it. He was like, oh, no, it was like he was my client. And then the same with the other woman. He lied about her, saying it was like about her breastfeeding health when it wasn't. He's just a little liar. Same as Jed, same as Melissa. Okay, so fat shaming is number 1. I'm just reading this, sorry. 3 is the little bump Blake Lively interview that made me want to quit my job. 4 is Blake Lively interviewer reveals she's infertile after actress points out her little bump. That comment was like a bullet. How the hell would she have known that? Because Shisty Floor does a very good job of playing the victim. No wonder she gets on with Andy Signal so well. Do you know what I came across the other day? I really want to make a video about Andy Signal. There's a video of him crying. I swear to God. 9 was Blake Lively's recent It Ends With Us interview. 12, promoting her hair brand. 14, it ends with those. I remember seeing suspicious activity about the hair brand on Reddit myself. 14, it ends with us. Director fought with Blake Lively over final cut. Yeah, because I mean, you know, it was really bad idea to have that Taylor Swift song. 25, it ends with us. Director Baldoni suggests that Blake Lively should direct sequel. That was such a non-subject. 76,000. Oh, I'm not reading out the combined comment scores. Right. That had 76,000 comments. A drama with Justin Baldoni and the cast of It Ends With Us. Minimal to no interactions during promo and unfollowing on social media. 50,000 comments. Blake Lively's alcoholic drinks company being promoted during premiere of It Ends With Us, a movie about DB. Well, like I said, I don't think it's an alcoholic drinks company. It's a mixer company. So they're non-alcoholic. Drink. But I could be wrong. And I mean, that was when I looked it up. And like, I know they made cocktails to promote, not to promote the movie, but like at the as part of like the link to the film for some reason. Anyway, let's not get into it. It's funny because I guess like there is a link between alcohol and despair. So you could say that was like a genuine criticism and it has the lowest score. God, what's this? This is rank of posts by combined comments. I have these diagrams. Okay, I know that they need to get that right. But someone trying to protect the back from injury is not fat shaming. That was a lie. That was a lie. He didn't pick her up. And in fact, having stem cell injections, which is a scam. I really like to lied about that. As observed when analyzed, my school concentrate on posts August 14th, 7 big pub on that day. I'm really confused about what he's showing us. I know that, yeah, obviously, the day that article came out is what got them the most engagement. Nathan has been doing this a long time. That's why he hired me. He's the best. Quote. Right. Not other day, the top 100, 4 posts from 17th, the one from Jed Wallace contract. Of these high comments, he said, read, quote, there are multiple comments on claims only fat shame the bump question and including as a bully, mean girl, and wedding. Yeah, something they dug up from it, I think. That was an old post I came across like 20, I want to say. Politically motivated subreddit that was like asking if they were conservatives or not. Rank comment by comment score mentioning Ms. Lively or Mr. Baldoni. Blake Lively felt Justin Baldoni fat shamed her, kissed too long during scene. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ there was a scene in which Justin lifts Blake into the air. According to our sources, this was in a comment. Justin has a history of back problems, and before lifting Blake, yeah, self-inflicted. Also, I didn't stop him surfing for the rest of the year. And before lifting Blake, he went to his on-set trainer and asked how much she weighed. It wasn't his on-set trainer, it was her trainer. And he made a comment, and he put out a statement saying that he was never his client. I'm just doing a little bit of community post fact checking here. And how he could train to protect his back from injury. Blake later found out about Justin's comment and felt he shamed her. Yeah, because the trainer went back and told Blake and Ryan and was freaking out. Someone trying to protect their back from injury is not fat shaming. Well, that's been debunked. Blake Lively interviewer reveals she's infertile after actress points out her little bump. The comment was like a bullet. Jesus Christ was the top comment. The Blake Lively interview that made me want to quit my job. Imagine how hurt she had to feel to upload that interview 8 years later. I love this level of petty. Troll farm alert. Blake Lively felt Justin Baldoni fat shamed her kiss too long during scene. Oh. The 37th top rank comment was, seriously, I guess Blake's PR is feeding TMZ this bullshit. See, that's another thing I keep seeing is like, you can't trust the mainstream media. Ryan Reynolds owns such media company. But the clip I showed the other day, yeah, which was I felt was one of the more favorable reports on the summary judgment order, showed Baldoni saying, I would not lie to you. And she said, yeah, I know it's not a big deal or something. Like, you're telling me they didn't deliberately play that clip to try and influence people? Against Blake Lively, I should add. I don't see a bias towards Blake Lively in the media. Every headline and article I see is something negative towards her, mainly. Whether she's infertile or not, making disparaging jokes or comments about someone's weight and or appearance is just not done. How the hell do you think Blake Lively was supposed to know she was infertile? What the hell is wrong with her? This is just willful ignorance and lack of self-awareness from a fully grown woman. That's another thing I see all the time, lack of self-awareness, narcissist. Have you ever seen Justin Baldoni be self-aware? Or he was literally described as a narcissist by Alex Sachs, who is not the most outspoken person I've ever come across. Is she even aware of the movie she's promoting? Does she know what it's about? The cognitive dissonance is off the charts at this point. She reduced the valid question the interview asked to be a flippant joke. I genuinely feel bad for her co-star, and you can clearly see he is uncomfortable, but since they've all thrown in their lot with Blake and her annoying husband, they are stuck with a mess. I honestly appreciate Justin for being the only person to address and tackle the DV theme on this press tour. Oh my God, it goes on. Also, I never want to see or hear about Blake, her husband, and her immature group of friends ever again. Sure. Is that you, Justin? That was what was coming up in our comments as well. I dislike her more and more every day. Plantation wedding, antebellum blog, big ego is her version of gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. I just find it really hard to believe that many people knew about that antebellum blog thing. I don't feel like it was like a huge success. Even when it happened, I don't think that many people knew about it. But yeah, that woman, that person in the comments was literally trying to convince us that that was enough reason to hate her, and that she wore some pants from it in the movie, or some label that had something to do with it. I don't even know. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, yeah, did you see, like, you probably didn't see, but like she made some comment. Oh, the audio's cutting out again. Is it right now? Um, you don't think Blake would have been so offended had he been up front? I mean, some things that added up to the outcome happened, but yeah, what was I say? There was in one of the was something about he was texting her friends about Jimmy Heath's wife, and I'm like, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that anywhere. Where these people get their information from, but I know that I have been through the entire docket. Okay, is it better now? I can't read every comment here because this is going on very, very long. But this is so much that I wasn't expecting. We'll just do the. Okay, so that was all the comments on the subreddit. And he said, as discussed above, shocks around casual effects on a per downstream rank visibility because red is driven vote and time-based score. Targeted downvoting in comments is especially impactful. Comments that have a negative score appear towards red, and comments over score hit. That's another thing I noticed as well on my channel is people that come and troll comments there, that it will have like because they do that so that it goes to the top of the comments. But yeah, according to the presence of abnormal patterns on the subreddit, manipulation, desired content was little video. Next, I analyzed the little bump on the little bump YouTube. I selected the YouTube upload of the Little Bump interview because defendants indicated that they wanted to boost an article linking to the video. Test whether indicated with inauthentic activity related to this video. I analyzed the volume and content of video's YouTube comments. I based my analytics on the comments to the YouTube video. To do so, I queried YouTube API to return all comments associated with the update of the Little Bump interview. My query returned a total of 34,486 comments. That's insane. While Miss Floor uploaded the Little Bump interview to her YouTube channel on August 10th, it received very limited interest. The earliest archive of the video available on archive.org shows as of August 2024, 19,000 views, 1,200 and fewer than 2,000 comments. As of writing my report, the video has over 7.2 million views. As mentioned above, the first Reddit post linking to the interview was published on the phone mark subreddit August 14th at 1:40 a.m. Eastern Time. Roughly 6 hours after the Reddit post feed published an article entitled "A Journalist Shared a 20 interview with Blake." It made her want to quit her job. In the episode, arranged by me, including 10:36. Prior to this point, the pair received little engagement, generating approximately 900 comments as of August 14th. 7 at 1:30 p.m. a discussion occurred among the Tag PR team wherein it was suggested that the Tag PR team should send to Jed. The Daily Mail article discussing the Little Bump YouTube video in the hours that followed this discussion comments on the interview on YouTube and to increase rapidly. Oh. Okay. So that's when it was posted on FOMO. Then they said we should comment through the roof. How many YouTube accounts does Jed have? Wow. So these are all the spikes. Prevalent comment referencing terms the bullying reflected in the key messaging of the alleged campaign also rapidly increased the hours after the text. So relations appeared in only 14 comments prior to the suggestion to share the content with Mr. Wallace. In the hours following the suggestion, related and rapidly to represent 4% of all comments over the next 12 hours. Figure 17, fraction of contain fully terms. Wow. Something to do with those comments. This trend is more striking when analyzing comments that a great number of likes. Bullying-related terms 10.4% of the popular comments. Those that receive 100 or more likes from the tag section. In contrast, the term appears in only a single top comment. Before the comment. I'm joking. I love these little diagrams. The prevalence of bully-related terms in comments on the Little Bump video increased following the tag suggestion. So that's all comments, and that's top comments. In sum, contents on the Little Bump interview increased rapidly and at a disproportionate rate in the hours that followed the tag suggestion. Over this same period, the volume and popularity of the comments that included bully-related terms also increased rapidly at a disproportionately higher rate than before the tag suggestion. These results are consistent with a coordinated attempt to manipulate and boost content online. I just don't see how any other explanation. There couldn't be any other explanation for that. There just could not. My conclusion, my analysis of TikTok posts and comments data, upvotes to posts and comments on FOMO and YouTube comments to the Little Bump interview shows consistent and strong evidence of coordinated activity consistent with the key messaging points of the defendant's alleged campaign. On TikTok, I find abnormal levels of negativity directed towards Miss Lively that are both statistically significant and practically significant deviations from expected values. Further, the content of many comments is quite similar, which is another indicator of an inauthentic campaign. On Reddit, I find multiple extreme to statistical outliers associated with the score of comments submitted on August 14th, 2024. And that's the end of his report. And it's the end of this live stream. I'm sorry about it being so bad tonight, honestly. Okay, I'm going to round it up for tonight. It's been long, but as usual, we look at every word. I'm going to come back tonight and talk about Michael Jackson and Brian Friedman's involvement, because I didn't know that Brian Friedman had arranged the settlement to try and silence Michael Jackson's victims. It's nearly midnight. It's 10 to 11 here, so not too bad for me. I really wanted to read this report. So there's kind of selfish reasons why I do these live streams. It's like much easier than editing a video, and it's nice to have your input as well on things like the circadian rhythm, for example. So yeah, I'm not bothered whether some people disagree with our opinions. I'm happy that we are doing this, and yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to talk about Brian Friedman and how he's tried to silence Michael Jackson's victims, and how Michael Jackson and the Michael Jackson estate and the Alexander brothers use the same PR company. All right, guys, see you tomorrow or whenever you next join me. Take care. Bye.